Gang, have you ever wondered what good is the church? I mean, the popular view of the church today isn't great. Financial scandals and sex scandals, leaders who are more concerned about their influence than being the humble hands and feet of Jesus, the declining influence of the church in the world with declining membership and declining attendance, and a declining number of people saying they even believe in God. Gang, we have to ask, what good is the church today? Well, in the 5th chapter of Matthew, the author of Matthew gives us an answer. Today, I invite you to read Matthew chapter 5, verses 13 through 48. But while you read, would you do two things for me? First, would you remember that the book of Matthew, the author of the book of Matthew, they didn't know they were writing another book of the Bible. When he sat down to write, he was writing to the early church that was trying to figure out, how do we be the church? Remember this. But second, pay special attention to the first few verses 13 through 16. What was happening in the first century church mirrors the church, what the church often experiences in so many times and places. The church is this small band of people trying with all too often mixed results to live out an alternative way of living in the world. Amid a fast-changing culture that doesn't have time for the contemplative, a world that doesn't appreciate or understand the church's message, for some of us, maintaining confidence in what appears to be a losing cause some days, it's hard to have faith in the church. To those of us who can be skeptical about the effectiveness of the church, Jesus provides two images for the church. First, in verse 13, Jesus says, "You are the salt of the earth." Here, Jesus suggests that the witness of the followers of Jesus, that often seems to be drowned out by the noise of the world, works like salt. You only need a little bit to flavor the whole. The second image Jesus gives is found in verse 14. He says, the church is the light of the world. One little candle or light lit up on a lampstand casts light into every corner of a house. A light of a distant farmhouse or a town, it can be seen. You know this. It can be seen for miles around. What good is the church? Jesus said, and this cannot be understated, what followers of Jesus do in the world really counts. Stocking the food shelf at the high school food shelf matters. Packing bags of food so elementary school counselors can distribute those bags to students who are hungry, this matters. Providing funding so that villages in Ghana can drill a well and have clean water for the first time. It matters. Raising the dollars to help women in Costa Rica build ovens, which will allow them to have a sustainable life. It matters. When we gather for worship and we say all are welcome, and someone for the first time hears a word of comfort and hope amid a hurt-filled life, gang, it matters. What good is the church? You are the salt of the earth. You season the world with hope and peace and joy and mercy. Church, you are the light of the world, a beacon of God's light and love that cannot and will not be drowned out by the noise of this world.